Good morning, students. I hope all of you are doing well at the situation. It's Sonia Norana on the other side, and for your third semester, I will be engaging the subject called Human Resource Management. In this particular subject, you will be studying 5 chapters. One is the introduction, then human resource planning, followed by training and induction, then wage and salary administration, and finally performance measurement. So, as we are going to begin the first chapter, I request you to copy down the notes from your screen. Now, let's try to understand the meaning of human resource. Okay, we'll try to understand who these human resources are in a particular organization, in a particular company, in a particular business sector or an economy. Here I have taken two simple meaning of human resource. Let's see one by one. All employees or individuals engaged in any organizational activity regardless of their level. So, human resources are the people who are working in a particular organization. Okay, no matter what work they are doing, it doesn't matter whether they are doing a greater task or whether they are doing a smaller task. Okay, whatever matters over here is that they are engaged in any of the organizational activity, then regardless of their level. So here the levels means the levels of management. Okay, they might be from the top level management, they might be working in the middle level management, or they might be working in the lower levels of management. So collectively, okay, collectively the people of all the levels of management are known as your human resource. Okay, so human resources includes your board of directors, it includes the CEO, it includes the CFO, it includes your managers, it includes the departmental heads, it includes supervisors, it includes the foremen also. So collectively they are known as human resource. Human resources are also called as personnel or manpower. Now let's move on to the second meaning. Human resource in an organization means technical skills and soft skills of economic, social, physiological, psychological, and spiritual beings. Okay. Before understanding why human resources are referred as economic, social, physiological, psychological, and spiritual beings, we'll try to understand what are these technical skills and soft skills. So, when individuals come to workplace, they not only come with their technical skills, that is their knowledge, qualification, okay, but also with their personal feelings, desires, attitude, commitment, leadership, which are known as your soft skills. Now for example, if somebody wants to become a accountant, okay, so the qualification required is BCom, okay, BCom or some any other degree. But here the thing is, this particular degree, that is his hard skill, okay, that is his technical skill, and whatever the feelings is having, desires, commitment, leadership, these qualities are known as the soft skill of that particular human resource. Okay, further in the definition, the human resources are referred as economic beings. Okay, so now the question arises, why human resources are called economic beings? Okay, so human resources expect something in the exchange of their resources. That is, suppose if somebody is going to work for a company, okay, they will not work for free of cost, they expect something in return. Okay, so what do they expect in return? They expect money in return of their services. Now suppose if we are rendering services, we need something in exchange of that, that is money. That's why here human resources are referred to as economic beings. They prefer to work in groups and teams. Now maybe in the future you people will be working in some MNCs or some other thing, so you people won't like to work in isolation, you would never like to work alone, you would prefer to work in groups and teams. That's why human resources are called as social beings over here. Then further in the definition, human resources are referred as physiological beings. Okay, physiological means here individuals need to maintain their health. Okay, and they also expect their basic needs like food, clothing, shelter to be met. That's why they are called as physiological beings. Okay, so people also expect the needs like recognition, achievement to be achieved in a particular organization. Now when people join the company or a organization, Not everybody who joins that particular company has a desire of earning a lots and lots of money. Apart from that, some will be willing to be recognized, some will be willing to be leader, some will be willing to be group leaders. Okay, so that is what psychological satisfaction in the subject principles of management. You have studied the need hierarchical theory by Maslow. So here, there also you had studied the psychological needs. Okay, so psychological needs are nothing but the need of recognition, achievement. Okay, and finally, here the human resources are known as spiritual beings. So spiritual beings is nothing but the individuals or the people normally prefer to do good for others. Okay, and as well as the society. That's why here they are referred as spiritual beings. Now let's try to understand the need of HR. Okay, means why human resources are required in a particular organization or a company. So the first one is it manages the machines efficiently. Means human resources are required to manage the machines. Today many experts claim that machines and technology are replacing human resource and minimizing their role or effort. However, machines and technology are built by humans only, and they need to be operated or at least monitored by humans. And this is the reasons why companies are always hunting for talented, skilled and qualified professionals for continuous development of the organization. Okay, now you just imagine a particular firm, a particular plant where everything has been set up. Okay, where there is top class machinery, everything is there. But if there are no human resources to operate that particular thing, or if there are no human resources to operate, then it will be simply in vain. Okay, that's why human resources are required to run the machines efficiently. Efficiently is nothing but making the best use of those particular machines. Then human resources help to reduce the cost. Okay, so now how does human resources help to reduce the cost of a particular company? They reduce the cost in twofold manner. Okay, one is by increasing the productivity and the second one is by reducing the employee turnover. So when there are efficient workers, when there are skilled employees in a particular company, at that time they can increase the productivity. So whatever the job is given to them, they will do it correctly and efficiently. Thus the cost will be decreased over here. They will devote their time, they will devote their skills in that particular work whatever is given to them, in order to attain the overall organizational goals. So by this way they will reduce the cost. Second one is by reducing the employee turnover. Employee turnover is nothing but people leaving the organization or a company, okay, due to some reasons. Now consider there are 1,000 employees in a particular organization. Now if one person leaves that particular company, it is not a big deal for that company. Okay, but if 400 people are leaving at a time, at that time it is a big issue for that particular company. Why it is a big issue? Because those 400 people who are leaving that particular organization are to be replaced by the company. So once when it comes to the replacement, so there are 400 vacancies created, they have to go for recruitment. Okay, for recruitment they have to decide how they are going to recruit, whether they are going through advertisement or some other sources. Okay, then they have to select those people, they have to train those people, they have to develop. Okay, so that is the problem over here. That's why if there are correct, that is if there are efficient human resources selected by the company, automatically the cost also reduces. Okay, next one, HR integrates the activities of the organization. So integrated use of training, organization and career development efforts to improve individual, group and organizational effectiveness. Right human resources work together towards the organizational goal. So right, if you are choosing the right employees, right people in a particular organization, automatically they will work efficiently, they will integrate the activities of the organization. As we know, each and every department is linked with each other. Okay, if they are good personnel, if you have selected good personnel for your company, they will work efficiently in that particular development, which will in that particular department, which will lead to the growth of the company. Then HR controls the wastage of resources. So talented human resources establish goals, plan resources, setting timelines, which help to control the wastage of resources. Now if you have selected people in your organization for 8 hours of work, and that particular personnel or that particular person is working only for 4 hours a day. Okay, now the question is that person working efficiently? No. Why is it? Because he is working only for 4 hours, whereas he has been selected to do that work for 8 hours. Okay, that is he is an inefficient worker. So if you are selecting the correct person, okay, they will work continuously, they will work efficiently to achieve the goals. They will set targets for themselves, they will achieve that. Okay, individual goals also will be achieved, as well as the organizational goals also will be achieved. Then responsible for planning, organizing, directing and controlling of business policies. So these particular things, planning, organizing, directing and controlling, you have studied in the subject principles of management. So planning is nothing but thinking in advance, well in advance, what is to be done, how is to be done, then what is to be achieved, what are the goals, targets. So everything will be done by human resources. It is not the robots or the machines that are going to plan for the organization. Okay, so what are the goals of the organization, whether you are going to whether you are going for expansion, whether you are going for growth, whether you are going for survival, what are your motives, what are the strategies that are to be followed by your particular company, everything is decided by the human resource only. Okay, organizing, directing, taking controlling measures, so business policies, everything is to be set by the human resources only. Okay, so HR participates in the identification, development and execution of corporate objectives. So by this way, okay, if there are no human resources, it is not possible for any business enterprise to come into existence also, and even to survive. Okay, so in order for the survival of any business entity, okay, it might be the sole proprietorship, it might be any company, or it might be a partnership firm, for everything, for their existence, human resources are necessary. Without them they cannot come into existence, nor they can lead the rest of their activities. So that is the need of human resources. Okay, now moving on further, let's try to understand the meaning of human resource management. The process of accomplishing organizational objectives by acquiring, retaining, terminating, developing and properly using the human resource in an organization. So we have already understood the meaning of human resource. So human resource management is nothing but it is a process. Okay, it is a process of what? Accomplishing organizational objectives. So please remember one point over here. So whatever management you are doing, okay, so whatever the human resources you have acquired, okay, it is only for the purpose of achieving organizational objectives and nothing at all. Okay, so here you may take any business entity, you may take the sole proprietorship, partnership or a MNC, multinational company. Okay, so everybody will be having their own goals and objectives. Some might be having the goal of earning profit, sales maximization, or maybe survival, or maybe growth, or maybe expansion. So the goals differs from one company to the another company. That is the particular objective, that is the organizational objective. So here accomplishing the organizational objective by acquiring is nothing but hiring the human resources. Okay, then retaining is nothing but once when you have acquired the human resources, you have to retain it. That is, you have to keep them for a longer period of time. Okay, so how you can keep them for a longer period of time? You can keep them by satisfying their needs. Okay, maybe their basic needs, maybe their psychological needs. So by satisfying, by motivating them, okay, by making them faithful, by creating a good work environment. Okay, at that time, if there is a good workplace for them, at that time they will be motivated to work, they will be motivated to stay in that particular organization for a longer period of time. Then is terminating. Okay, if people are not working efficiently in the organization, so what are the measures to be taken? Okay, how they should be terminated? If people are leaving that particular organization, what are the measures, what is the compensation to be given to them? So that is also decided in your human resource management. Then developing is nothing but improving their skills. Okay, whoever are working in that particular company, giving them training, improving their skills, developing them, that is development. So developing particular human resource, developing the personnel helps individuals to make improvement in their skills and to make improvement in their career in the future also. Okay, and properly making use of the human resources in an organization. So human resource management is nothing but a management of people for a purpose. Okay, so whatever you are doing, okay, you are hiring the people, you are training them, you are developing them, you are compensating, that is you are paying them with salary or wages. So everything is for a purpose. You are managing the people for a purpose, that is to achieve the organizational objective. So that's it for the day. See you in the next class. Thank you.